Hey, it's me Shane, aka Gemini from Gemini Garage, and today what I want to do is the last thing that I wanted to do when I finished up the HVAC project on the Jeep TJ, the 2006 Jeep TJ. I wanted to do a separate video on these electrical plugs and these red safety clips on these things. There's a lot of different cars nowadays that have these, I guess you'd call them, they call them safety clips. When you put the plug in, put the plug together and it clips together, you push this, and it's supposed to be an extra added measure of safety so that the connector doesn't come apart. But what happens is over time and a variety of other reasons, these things age and they get to the point where they just almost become impossible to get off of there, or you can't get them off and they break in there. Some cases you actually have to cut the plug off. So what I'm going to do is kind of go over how these are designed, how you're supposed to take them off, what happens when you can't get them off, and then of course obviously, as you can see here, worst case scenario, you can get a replacement plug with wires on it, so if you do have to replace them, you're in luck there. So I'm going to get my stuff together here and I'll get back to you, so stick with me. Okay, I'm back, and so I'm just kind of going to try and go over what the deal is with this thing again. If you need a replacement plug, 2006 Jeep TJ air conditioning electrical connector plug or wiring harness plug, and you should get something that looks like this. There are different years, so make sure you got the right year. If you need a new one, best to just cut your old one off and make sure you have it handy when you're ordering one so you know what it looks like. And then again, this connector here is for the blower motor resistor, and that's the company or the part name for it there, and that's the number. It's a BMR 425. So again, that was this. This was a whole kit. It came with the blower motor resistor and the little clamp-on connectors to replace the whole wiring harness there. So good deal here. All right, so where to start? This is an original style connector that was actually on the vehicle. Couldn't get it to come off for nothing, so I just ended up cutting it off of there. Again, fortunately they make replacements, so sometimes that's just necessary. So on the vehicle, when it's plugged in, again, this one's for the air conditioning compressor. This here would have been going to the compressor itself, and this part here would have been going to the vehicle. So again, when you find this on your vehicle, it's going to be like this. You're going to have these two wires going to your wiring harness, these two wires going to your air conditioning compressor, and then you're going to have this plug. And it's probably not going to be in a very easy spot to get to either, which is another reason that makes these things so impossible to get to, especially this one, is they happen to be in places that are really hard to get your hands, even under the best of circumstances. So you'll find it on the vehicle like this. What you're supposed to do is just simply unclip this or move this that way. What you're supposed to basically just be able to do is just take and move it like that. This one comes out because it's new and it's loose in there, but that's basically what you're supposed to do, is just pull it like that. But because of the heat, and you can see this isn't even really as red as these are, it's kind of an orange, the oxidation and everything else, these things just really start to sort of seize up in there. If you get lucky, you might be able to take a pair of needle nose pliers, and once again, the part of the pain in the rear of this is it's on the vehicle, so your space is usually kind of limited. You might be able to get some needle nose pliers in there, and again, the whole idea is to basically slide this way, but it won't go. So you might be able to get lucky and get some pliers on here, kind of get the one corner onto there and the other one onto there, and kind of push it like that and pop it out. You might get lucky and be able to do that. You might get lucky and be able to take like a knife blade and kind of get it, if you try and pull that out with your fingernail, you're going to be missing a fingernail because it's, like I said, they just get seized in there. So you might be able to get a knife blade in there and kind of do it. But again, some of these things get so seized up in there, that's not going to do it either. So if that's the case, just cut it off and get another one. But that is how it's supposed to work. That's the idea. You find it on the vehicle like that, just pop this thing over, push on that, and then undo it. The idea is this little springy thing here that you push down on, when this pops in there, this little thing in there catches on that little nub right there. And that's why when you push down on this thing, it pops this little thing up over that nub, and you can undo the connector. Well, when the connector's on there and you've got this thing pushed across there, that thing doesn't push down like it's supposed to, so it won't lift up and let this thing come off of there. But on something like this, because this one's new and it's clean and it hasn't been, you just push this thing like that. And that's no big deal, and it comes right off of there. But these old ones, forget about it. And it's the same one on this here. And when you do get these off finally, you can just take this thing out of here. If you don't want to deal with it, you can just pull that out like that and just use it like a regular connector and not have to worry about that. Or you can put it back in. Same with this one here for your blower motor. You can go ahead and just put it on like that, or you can take the new clip out of it and just put it on without the clip in there. Either way. But that was the general idea, is to just keep these things from coming apart. But for a variety of reasons, heat, oxidation, these things probably get a little bit hot and the plastic expands, and plus this is one kind of plastic probably, and then the black's another, so dissimilar plastics probably, and it just after a while just kind of seizes up and becomes a real nightmare. So hope that helps. Hope that helps you figure out how to get them apart, and if you can't get them off of there, at least you know that for the air conditioning compressor and the blower motor, at least you know you can get some new ones. So Shane, Gemini Garage. Hope that helps.